What's up, YouTube? This is Two Raw 4 TV. So, once upon a time, a long, long time ago, it seems now, the Chicago Bulls were the beast of the East. They had the best record in the Eastern Conference, and if it were not for the outbreak that decimated the NBA in December, they may have had the best record overall in the league. Demar Derozan, who's still playing at a high level, but the month of December going into January, the new year, he was playing at an MVP uh, pace, and many thought that he was cheated out of player of the month in December when it was given to Joel Embiid. But now, here we are in February, and it looks like that was the right call. The Bulls still need size up front, still a couple of pieces away from being a real contender for a championship. Seems that December and early January was fool's gold. And we're still dealing with injuries. Zach LaVine, for one. The Sixers, who at one point in time were really struggling and probably were very affected still by the Ben Simmons saga, have moved on mentally. Um, Tyrese Maxey has done a great job filling in for Ben Simmons. And Joel Embiid has been, in my estimation, even though I think Nikola Jokic is narrowing the gap a little bit, but I still think that Joel Embiid is the MVP of this league. And he put on another performance against my Bulls. They won by the final score of, I believe, 119 to 108, I think it is. The Bulls dropped to 33 and 20. The Sixers go up to 32 and 21. Essentially the same record, just a game behind. After at one point in time, I think the Sixers were something like, man, maybe 10 games behind Chicago at one point. Joel Embiid had another 40 piece, man, 40 points and 10 rebounds. So he just adds to his MVP lore. Tobias Harris had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Tyrese Maxey, 16 points to go along with 6 assists. And for the Chicago Bulls, DeMar DeRozan had a season high 45 points to go along with 9 rebounds and 7 assists. Javonte Green had 17 points. Nikola Vucevic, after a monster game, had 23 points and 7 rebounds and 5 assists. But it was not enough. And in this game, the difference was the three ball. Chicago was only 7 of 26 from beyond the arc, while the Sixers were 50%, 12 of 24. And they were a little bit more accurate overall from the field, shooting almost 54% from the floor. The Bulls at 48%. I look at these field goal percentages, and it's totally different from the NBA 20 years ago, man. Like if you look at like the box score and the stats from like let's say you look at a Sixers Heat game from like 99 or 2000, 2001. You look at the shooting percentages, it'll be like 39%, 40%. You know, a hot shooting night back then would be like 46, 47%. 50% was not very common back then, you know. Not that the guys were less skilled as far as shooters, in my opinion. Well, I take that back. I think more players today are capable of shooting the three ball than back then. But I will say that players back then were more capable of shooting the mid range. Um, they had more. They were more skilled in the fundamentals, and but defenses were just, you know, they weren't as handicapped as they are now. It was harder to score, much harder to score back in 1999 than it is today. Not knock on today's game. I'm just saying. But the Bulls, man, you see all these teams that are making all these moves, man, and we seem to be a team that's possibly destined to lose in the first round, man. Depending on how we seed, who we faced. You don't want to see that shit, man. But it is what it is, man. Tell me what you guys think.